get the most out of TBC Prepatch. Here it is. All right, we're gonna watch this. I'm gonna eat, and then we're gonna keep on PvPing, okay?
Gentlemen, WillE here. Well, as we
I'm
now know,
scarfing.
following the announcement the other day, the pre-patch for Burning Crusade Classic will be on the 18th of May, and the launch will follow that up 2 weeks later on the 1st of June.
Ooh, that's fucking
Quite a
hot.
bit shorter of a time frame than I had initially hoped for. A much less time to level and generally do stuff in the pre-patch, but all the same, I was planning to do this video relatively soon anyway. It's just sort of happened super fast.
Yep,
I wanted to go over a few ways you can make the most of the pre-patch and really get yourself ready for the day when we do go through the Dark Portal. And just to mention at the start of the video as well, because I'm not really sure where else they fit in, but I just wanted to put this out there.
Yummy.
Blizzard did confirm the other day that dual crafting will be in during the pre-patch. It was kind of expected because we're getting the new races, so we're getting the new capitals, so we're getting dual crafting. Also, Arena Season 1 will start, quoting, a couple weeks after launch. You also could have expected this to happen, so I do go over some of the ways you can take advantage of the honor system in the pre-patch. But even if you're really keen on Arena after the expansion has come out, you'll still be farming a lot of battlegrounds to finish up your PvP sets and get a lot of good resilience items. So you don't really need to overly rush with it unless you just want to PvP for the fun of it. First up with the pre-patch, let's talk leveling. Whenever I stream, I get asked about leveling a lot. How much easier is it? Is it easier? Is it faster? Should I level now? Should I wait? It's about 30% give or take faster than it currently is in Classic. Changes include amount of XP needed to level reduced by 15% between 20 and 60. XP gained from completing quests between 30 and 60 increase. This goes for dungeons too. About 60 new quests and a new Goblin Town in Dustwallow Marsh for between levels 30 and 40.
Yep,
this
new
is
flight paths too.
Outdoor elite quests will be a lot easier and will have the same or better rewards. Think Stromgarden and Raffy Highlands or Jintha Allure in the Hinterlands. Both dungeon drops and dungeon item rewards as well. So there you go, a lot of new reasons to level and get more involved with dungeon content especially. I've been trying out my hand at leveling a new character on Pagel recently, and it's not infrequent to have the /U command capped in lower level zones at the moment. Hearing everyone is just getting boost is far from true at this point in time. A lot of people are coming back for TBC who just
a ton of people are leveling normally.
We're boosting themselves, so they're out in the open world doing it the old-fashioned way. Speaking of leveling, it's a good idea to have some gear ready for your new Paladin or Shaman if you intend to level them during the pre-patch. You might as well. Remember, Shaman only wear leather before level 40 and start with a one-handed mace if you want to plan them around that item progression. I will be doing that for certain. And Paladins only wear mail before level 40 and start with a two-handed sword. Also, you can very realistically tank dungeons on a prop pala from level 20 onwards, as by that point in time you'll have Spiritual Attunement, Righteous Fury, Righteous Defense.
This might be a hot take. I'd rather fuck a female dwarf than a female blood elf. Female blood elf, it's like... It's low test. It's low test. That's the truth.
And consecration based
It's the truth.
So that is very nice, and it should be in huge demand. As for leveling on the Shaman, just to give you some very brief advice, I'd strongly recommend sticking to enhancement. If you're desperate to play Elemental, I'd wait 100%. Till at least about level 39 or so. At that point in time, you can have 5 out of 5 in the Lightning Mastery, so your spells don't take all day to cast.
Wait, WillE's leveling on Peggle, actually?
Knockback prevention is RNG, and you don't get Water Shield to level 62, so you're...
WillE's playing TBC on Peggle? Oh, I didn't hear it. My bad.
Mana efficiency is pretty bad.
Hi, K-Volt.
Again, it's up to you. Weapon enchant materials are fairly cheap at the moment. Fiery weapon is best for very low level characters. Once you start getting around level 20 or so, consider swapping to...
Hey, dickhead, Saberclass, that's what I said. Peggle. That's what I said. He says, it's Peggle, not Peggle. Bro. Peggle. That's what I said. Peggle.
Crusader.
That's how you say it.
Shamans and Paladins, your weapon half pre-enchanted and ready to go. It'll be a big help. And even if you aren't as keen to prepare all the weapons, I would really advise at least getting move speed on boots. Again, it's very cheap. It's 8% speed. It makes a noticeable difference over a long period of time. It won't stack with other movement sources like Pursuit of Justice or Ghost Wolf, but early levels on, movement speed on boots is a very nice thing to get. As for your main, with the removal of the ranking system, all PvP items can now be obtained by a mix of PvP marks of honor and honor as a currency. Pause if you want for the next bit. We can't really show the stats on everything here as there's just so much to see. Here are the costs for the rank 7, 9, 10, 12 and 13 armor pieces. The weapons, two-handers are about 38k, one-handers are about 19k, apart from the ranged weapons for some reason. So hunters, Blizzard just...
I should log into the pre-patch. Or maybe the beta. It's got to be the beta. I should log into the beta and actually tally out how much honor I need, how much marks I need, how many marks I need. Because I don't really know exactly how many I need of each. I'm just assuming 100, 100, 100, right? But it's probably actually not quite
That's literally this expansion, I guess. All PvP mounts are 30 of each Classic Battleground mark, including the Ilex and Hawk Striders. At the moment in Classic, you can stack PvP marks to 20. Any additional ones are sent to your mail and will be deleted after 24 hours. In the pre-patch, this should extend to being able to carry 100 marks total. Honor is now gained from doing any PvP activity still and is not dependent on rank anymore. It does not decay and is immediately available to spend as of when it's earned, and at the moment it has a hard cap of 75.
Wait a minute. In TBC, when you farmed honor, what happened? There was some annoying bullshit. I don't think it'll be like this in Classic, because it's like, why would it? In TBC, if you farmed honor all Wednesday, you have to wait for Thursday morning reset, the daily reset. If you farm honor for 13 hours on Wednesday, you have to wait for like 8 a.m. on Thursday morning to get that honor to spend it. Remember that? That was so fucking annoying. God, that was so annoying, man. But I don't think it'll be like that way in Classic TBC. It's just like I think it was probably like a technical limitation or something that they had that made it be like that. I don't know.
If you are looking ahead to TBC and you're very keen to get your hands on PvP gear as soon as possible, you could theoretically in the pre-patch farm out 100 of each battleground mark and 75k honor, and that should carry over into the expansion. And once you hit 70, you can get some blue items straight away. Or for example, say you played a Holy Paladin in Classic and you're swapping to Retribution for TBC and you don't have a good two-hander, here's your chance to get that Grand Marshal's Claymore without having to do the full rank 14 grind.
You're gonna see people in fucking green gear wearing a Grand Marshal's Claymore. How nutty is that gonna be?
It means you can get PvP mounts if you didn't want to get rank 11. That's pretty nice. Also, there is PvP gear for the new race class combos available. So if you're mega invested in your shop,
it's actually hilarious. If that was me, I would RP Walker and Stormwind and go up to people that had the Grand Marshal title and say, "Oh, did you spend 15 weeks of your life for this sword? Yeah, I just got it for free right now. That sucks. Maybe you shouldn't have done that."
Or Paladin, that is also an option for you as per the beta at the moment. Another thing that goes away with the ranking system are the 10% vendor discounts at rank 3. Now it's 5% discount at friendly with a reputation up to 20% at exalted. This applies to your mount training as well, which changes. The mounts are now cheap, the riding training is expensive. Riding works like any other profession now, instead of you having to learn each faction racial mount riding skill. You still need exalted to get other races mounts, and the race restrictions on certain mounts still exist. It's overall cheaper if you wait to buy your faction's main mount. Here's my dude, for example, in Darnassus, and has trained Night Saber riding in Classic, which was 20 gold, and the mount is still 900 gold. In TBC on the beta, the total cost for me of relearning the riding and buying the mount would be 624 gold. You should be at least honoured on your main, unless you boosted, I guess, then you might not be. Moving on though, if you're missing any spell ranks in Classic that are learned via tomes from AQ20 or various dungeons, especially the expensive ones at the moment like Battle Shout, Eviscerate, Ferocious Bite, these will be sold by your class trainers as of the pre-patch. Every class in the game has spells learned via tomes, so check up on any level 60s you have to learn the new ranks at your trainers when the pre-patch comes out. It will probably save you money for the most part over buying them off the auction house at the moment. Well, for some of them anyways. Higher level spell ranks are quite pricey from trainers. Then again, some of the highest ranks in Classic are really annoying to get, like the latest rank of Conjure Food, for example. Moving on to professions, flasks are still very good in TBC, you know. Supreme Power is only 10 spell power behind the new alternatives. Flask of Fortitude is okay, and Distilled Wisdom is still very competitive, mainly for Holy Paladins, but you know, it's a solid option. As of the pre-patch,
Hey, did you know? Here's a little like crazy life hack. Okay, if you look closely enough at this tree, first glance it looks like just a normal tree. If you look closely enough, you can actually make out the shape of a bear. You see it now? Look closely. It actually looks like a bear. Also, on top, there's an eagle flying out the top of a bear. Do you see that? Now you know. The more you know. Little secrets of the game, right? You never knew that.
Materials for flasks will be heavily squished across the board, so storing materials now in advance will be a nice way to save yourself some gold if you did want to take some of those budget flasks across the Dark Portal. For example, Supreme Power goes from 30 Dream Foil, 10 Mountain Silver Sage and 1 Black Lotus in Classic to 7 Dream Foil and 3 Mountain Silver Sage and 1 Black Lotus in TBC.
Ooh.
You will still only be able to make the flasks during the pre-patch in Blackwing Lair or Scholomance, but it is a decent passive money saver if you're planning to dungeon spam with flasks, a budget alternative for endgame content, or maybe you just want to be a bit more powerful in those pre-patch battlegrounds. This is assuming the new TBC flasks will be really expensive, which I can see that happening early, but they should fall off in price pretty quickly.
I gotta say, out of any sweaty min-max bullshit that has gone on in the last 2 years of Classic, I have to be honest, flasking in Battlegrounds is the most cringy shit out of any of all the cringe min-max bullshit people have done. Flasking in BGs is the most egregious, disgusting, shameless example of cringe. That is a fact.
Black Lotus are pretty cheap at the moment. I know I'm going to be taking advantage of this for certain. Obviously, have a think about what professions for TBC you will want to go with. I reckon once the pre-patch is out, people who have invested are going to start dumping a metric ton of stored materials onto the auction house, but the demand might just be so high that profit may still be able to be turned. In my experience investing in items and selling for each patch during Classic, the time to sell has been just before they announce the next phase, where prices tend to still be going up as people invest in things, and then after that announcement people post stuff high because they're expecting people to want them, and then they drop off quickly because there's just so much stuff being posted. For example, drums have been nerfed, as we now well know, that cause a 2-minute debuff after use, so far less people in your raid will want to be leatherworking. You probably will want to be enchanting instead now. I would refer to your class Discord for guidance though. But yeah, just think about your professions and releveling them if you need to, or when you want to invest or sell in materials, or you know, you can just farm them yourself. Oh, and get first aid leveled up. Just do it. It works in arena as well, by the way. Make sure you've got it. That's about it for the pre-patch. As for me, once it's out, I'll probably mess about in PvP's destruction a little bit until I get too tilted from rogues one-shotting me before I can press a single button. I'm going to be leveling my Draenei Shaman, of course.
Pre-patch arena is going to be bullshit. There's no resil. Everyone's damage is fucking insane. It's going to be like, we're going to do it a little bit, but man, it's going to be so tilting and annoying.
And have my army of classes ready to go through the Dark Portal one day. Got to raise all those level caps to 70 at some point.
Super Chad.
Hope this helped out, and maybe you found out something new or something that
the
perhaps
Crystal
you want
Spire
to get
of
Carabor when it hits as well. So we shall see. For any other big things you would have liked to have seen here, you can drop them down in the comments below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you on the next one very soon.
Nice one, Willie. Nice one, William. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.